I've had perfectionism a lot in my life. Where does it come from? And how does it sit with you? So, are you stopping yourself from doing things by looking at the creases and looking at the imperfection in you? I talk a lot about my penny perfection. So that's my internal dialogue of perfection, and I've had it for a long time. It actually stopped me from doing things for a long time. I wouldn't show my art to people because I was too scared of it not being right, too scared of it not being perfect. And it's not done, it's not finished. I can't show people because it's not finished and it's not complete. So in that moment, I was not sharing the things that I needed to share. Are you stopping yourself from doing those things within your business because you're too scared of the creases? Your imperfect image is somebody's perfect image. How's your perfectionism stopping you from doing things? And is it stopping you from doing things? Do you second guess? Do you doubt? Do you have that little inner voice, the little penny perfection that I call, that stops you from doing those things on your creased piece of paper? And there's a lot of resistance about creating. I can't create. I can only draw a stick figure. I don't know how to paint. I was told when I was young, I'm not good at art. In art therapy, we don't need any of those things. As long as you can hold a pencil, you can create and you can do art therapy. So by letting go of those moments of my penny perfection came from a comment that was made to me when I was around 6 years old. I took that on as a belief system within me. And the belief system that it created for me lasted through my whole school life, and it was debilitating, and into my adult life. And it stopped me from doing a lot of things when I was a teenager and a young adult. That debilitating thought of not being perfect and things not being right, things not being correct, sent me on to this trajectory of everything had to be right. Everything had to be 100%. But what is perfection and who sets that standard? We set that standard for ourselves in our own mind, in our own brain. We're the only person that sets that perfectionism standard. Nobody else does, because perfectionism doesn't actually exist. It's our own self that sets that standard. So when you create that level of perfectionism, you're setting a bar for yourself. But then every time you reach that, you set the bar higher and higher. You'll never ever reach that. So that's the reason why I share the scrunched paper exercise with you, because even though it's not straight now, you can still create on it. It doesn't matter whether it's crumpled or straight, or even, I don't know if I do that, how does that make you feel? You can still create on that. You can still do something with that piece of paper because it's still usable. So getting out of our head and getting out of our own mind of this perfection is something that I love working with, love finding where it comes from within you and your soul. What was it that was said that made you create this perfectionism road for you? I don't know. Mine came when I was really young, and it took me like my whole life to work out where it came from. And once I found that and identified it, I was able to just look at it and just think, wow, like that was the most ridiculous thing I've ever thought about now, but it was my truth. So just debunking these truths that are put onto us by other people, and then removing that perfectionism